The Drake versus Meek Mill beef was one of the most popular moments in rap culture in the mid-2010s, with main parts of the feud spanning 3 diss records, and Drake managing to pull off an iconic win on Meek by dropping one of his most iconic songs, back to back. This beef was filled with a lot of memorable disses and drama during that period, with all of this starting because of a single tweet Meek Mill posted on a Twitter rant. This story dates back all the way to 2015, where at the time, Meek Mill had just released his second studio album, Dreams Worth More Than Money, where, in the album, he had a song with Drake called Rico, in which he thought that Drake dissed him. The line that made Meek speculate this was where Drake said, "The girl of your dreams to me is probably not a challenge." The next reason on why Meek Mill ended up dissing Drake on Twitter is because of the fact that Meek thought Drake wasn't promoting his album enough. And with these two things coming to a head, Meek Mill would end up putting out the infamous tweet that started it all, saying, "Stop comparing Drake to me too. He don't write his own raps." And he would also follow that up with another tweet saying, "He ain't even write that verse on my album, and if I woulda knew, I woulda took it off my album. I don't trick my fans, LOL." When these series of tweets came out, the public reaction to them were of disbelief, being that Drake was one of the biggest rappers up to that point, and being hit with ghostwriting allegations can almost certainly taint or even fully end your career. So due to all of the public attention aiming at Drake for this accusation, Drake in kind responded with his first 2 set of diss tracks charged up, in which Drake would respond to majority of the rumors brought on him by Meek Mill. Meek Mill would later respond to the diss track in another tweet, calling the track Baby Lotion Soft, and saying he would return fire after, which at that moment never came. In his words, because he was touring at the time, the only main thing he could do was respond on social media. But not even 4 days later, Drake would hit Meek with a devastating response in Back to Back, in where this time, Drake clowns Meek Mill's relationship with Nicki Minaj, and not only portraying him as a lapdog to Nicki, but also getting on Meek for only responding on Twitter and not responding in the booth. When this diss track came out, it completely altered the entire battle in Drake's favor, with the song not just decimating Meek Mill and his image, but also becoming one of the biggest songs of the summer that year, with it even being the first diss record to receive a Grammy nomination. After the release of this scathing diss, Meek Mill finally dropped a response track called Wanna Know, which dropped 2 days after Back to Back. In this diss track, Meek Mill talked about the ghostwriting allegations Drake had, went at him for essentially switching his style and adopting a tough guy persona and being a fake gangster, made fun of him for getting smacked by Diddy allegedly in 2014, and clowned Drake on the outro for allegedly getting pissed on the leg by one of T.I.'s friends at the Taker's premiere. While this diss track had a lot of scathing bars and allegations, ultimately to the public, Drake was seen as the winner in this back and forth. And as for Meek, his diss track ended up receiving backlash for it being underwhelming, and failing to do anything with the allegations that he started when Meek initiated the feud.
In the f*** you doing the last 2 damn days? You had the Undertaker sample, okay? The Undertaker sample. A good setup. It really is. When you about to say something, you might end up like Ja Rule in this situation, bruh. This is stupid. This is garbage. This is what you look like right now, man. You like the little boy, and now he got anger tears. I see anger tears in this. Who wrote your rap? Who wrote your rap? Who wrote your rap? You ain't write no rap. You ain't write. I swear to God, nigga. I got platinum though, God. I got a platinum chain.
Ultimately, this beef has left a huge black spot in Meek Mill's career and completely altered how people thought of him pre-Drake beef. But the beef between these two would end up having a happy ending. After the two continued to fire disses at each other for the next 3 years, they would end up making up in 2018, with Drake bringing out Meek in one of his tours, Aubrey and Three Migos tour. And they would also end up collaborating together on a track called Going Bad. So what did you think about the beef? Do you think if Meek was actually able to drop music sooner, he would have won? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more content.